okay, or strong feeling. The strong feeling can be if you are angry, if you are happy, you are sad, you're disappointed, and so on. You will use the comma in both kinds of sentences, compound and complex sentences, because you will need to use them in our writing. And the speech marks will be in any quotation or a sentence that's being said by somebody. And finally, the semicolon is used instead of a full stop and instead of the comma with the fanboys. Here are the punctuation marks we studied last time. Okay, so let's start with the vocabulary section here. Some strong words you will need to use in your writing. Synonyms. What synonyms means? It means similar in meaning. Words that are what? Similar in meaning. And antonyms means the opposite meaning of a word. So here is the word despondent, for example. Despondent. Despondent means feeling unhappy or lacking enthusiasm or in low spirits. So this is despondent. If I described somebody as despondent or feeling despondent, it means he is unhappy or lacks enthusiasm and he is in low spirits now. He has no power to do any action. This is the meaning of the word. What about the synonyms, the similar meanings to the word? You can say disheartened, desperate, melancholy, dispirited, blue, downhearted, hopeless, downcast, forlorn, crestfallen, down, low, disconsolate, discouraged, pessimistic, despairing, gloomy, glum, morose, wretched, doleful, dismal, and so on. So while you study at home, you will study the main word, you will study some of its synonyms and its antonyms. While you study, you should use your dictionary. Why do you think I'm asking you to use your dictionary? Because you may not know most of the words. Some of the list may be new to you, unknown to you. So the best way to study vocabulary is always to have the dictionary as your friend. Why to use the dictionary? To translate any unknown word and to study it by memorizing and use it in a sentence. This is how to study vocabulary. So how to study the list? I'm going to provide you with number 1, read. Number 2, you will need to use your dictionary for any unknown word. Number 3, you will translate the word. Number 4, memorize it. And number 5, use the word. This is the best way to study vocabulary. Let's go to read the other words here, starting from synonyms. Read, ya Abdullah.
Yes.
Hmm?
Synonyms:
Yes.
disheartened,
Yeah.
desperate, melancholy,
Yeah, melancholy.
melancholy, spirited, blue, downhearted, hopeless, downcast, forlorn,
The word,
forlorn,
yeah, forlorn.
forlorn, crestfallen, down, low, disconsolate, discouraged,
Yeah, thank you, Lojane.
pessimistic,
Yeah, complete Lojane from here.
Pessimistic, disappearing, gloomy,
No, yeah, Lojane, sorry. The word is pessimistic.
pessim- pessimistic,
Yeah, pessimistic. Pessimistic means hopeless. Hopeless. Yes.
disappearing, gloomy, glum,
No, despairing.
despairing,
Yeah,
gloomy,
despairing.
glum,
Yeah. Morose,
morose, wi-
wretched.
wi-
Wretched.
wretched,
Yes.
wretched, do-
Dole,
doleful,
doleful.
doleful, dis- dismal,
Dismal.
dismal,
Woebegone.
woebegone, miserable,
Yeah.
depressed, dejected, distressed, sorrowful, sad, defeatist.
Yes. Thank you. Abdul, complete the antonyms.
hopeful, cheerful, happy,
Yeah.
optimistic, joyful, elated.
Thank you. So if I'm gonna ask you about this whole list, this long word bank, what all of these words mean, they all mean this definition, which is feeling unhappy, lacking enthusiasm, or in low spirits. And the other meanings of words here, which is like lacking enthusiasm, it means he is hopeless. He is what, Shabab? He is hopeless, has no power to do anything. He is disappointed. Okay? So all of the words mentioned below here are the same meaning as unhappy or hopeless or disappointed. I hope this part is clear. So as long as the meaning is hopeless, so the antonym will be the opposite meaning as hopeful. If he is disappointed, so the opposite is cheerful and happy. If he is hopeless, so he is optimistic, which means hopeful. If he is joyful or elated, elated means overjoyed, overjoyed and very happy. This list is clear, inshallah. How to study the list at home?
Yes.
All right, let's go to the second word. Read ya safe.
Synonyms,
Now read the word impetuous.
impetuous,
Yeah. What is impetuous?
making an action without a fear or considering the consequences.
Again, impetuous means carrying out action.
Out action without a fear or considering the
Yeah,
consequences.
it means doing actions and you are not afraid about the consequences. Consequences means what? The result. If somebody is doing an action without considering the results of his action, is he aware action, cautious person, or uncautious person? What do you think? If this person is doing the action without considering, without thinking, okay,
Unconscious.
yeah, about the results. So for example, if I told you, who can jump from here? Jump without thinking, without considering the results. He may be broken, or even after falling down, he may die. This is the result of action, but he never think about the result of actions. So this person is what?
Unconscious.
Yes, unconscious, unconscious, unaware. Okay, let's read the synonyms. يلا يا سيف, complete reading.
rash, hasty, injudicious,
Injudicious.
over hasty, reckless, headless, foolhardy,
Yes.
incautious,
Yeah, this is the word. Incautious, imprudent.
impulsive,
No,
unreasoned,
no. Wait. This word is imprudent, and this word is impulsive.
important, impulsive, unreasoned, unthinking.
Thank you. Read, Ya Muhammad, the antonyms.
Thoughtful, cautious,
Yes.
considered, reflective, sensible.
Yeah, it means reasoned. He used his reason, his mind. So he is thinking before taking the action. He is thoughtful. He is cautious. Okay? The third word, read Ya Muhammad, complete. The third is erratic. Muhammad, read.
Erratic,
Read the definition.
okay. Definition: behaving in an unpredictable,
Unpredictable.
unexpected, or irregular way.
Yeah, he is behaving in an irregular way. Irregular way, it means unknown or unexpected. Unpredictable means unexpected. Okay, yeah, we already wrote here unexpected way. Like he's always abnormal. Abnormal. Abnormal means not normal. Okay, anyone who behaves in an abnormal way is erratic. Read ya, Yusuf, the synonyms.
Capricious,
Capri
unstable,
capricious,
capricious, unstable, changeable,
wayward,
wayward,
variable,
variable, unsteady, inconstant, fickle, uncertain,
uncertain,
uncertain, arbitrary,
arbitrary, yes, turbulent,
turbulent, inconsistent,
inconsistent,
unpredictable, unreliable,
reliable.
unreliable,
Thank you, Abdullah. Complete.
Yes, Mr. Undependable,
Yes.
irregular, changing, mercurial,
Yes. Volatile.
volatile, shifting, fluctuating,
Fluctuating.
fluctuating,
Yes. The antonyms, Ya Abdullah.
predictable, stable, constant, consistent,
Consistent.
regular, steadfast, steady.
Yeah, steady. Okay, thank you. The fourth word is intense. This is easy word. Read, Yellow Jane.
intensive. Definition: extremely serious. Synonyms: earnest, impassioned, emotional, fervent,
Ardent,
ardent, excited,
zealous.
zealous. What it means?
The same meaning as excited.
Oh.
All are the same meaning, Lujain.
Okay. Ve-
Vehement,
vehement, keen, fiery,
passionate.
passionate, eager.
Thank you. Muhammad, complete.
Okay.
Enthusiastic,
Enthusiastic, heated, animated, spirited, vigorous, feverish, energetic, fanatical, committed,
fanatical, fanatical.
fanatical, committed.
Thank you. Abdu, complete. The antonyms.
apathetic, indifferent, mild,
Mild,
moderate,
mild,
moderate,
moderate.
emotionless, moderate, emotionless, undemonstrative,
Thank you. Yes, ya Abdu. The fifth word here is petulant. يلا يا عبدو.
So the definition of
Petulant.
petulant,
Yeah, the word is
petulant. So the definition of the petulant is behaving in a childish
childish. Yeah.
and moderate.
Yes, petulant means behaving in a childish way, like anyone who is naughty. He is petulant. Okay. So if somebody in your class is behaving in a moody way, in a childish way, he is described as petulant. Read the synonyms, ya Abdu.
So the synonyms is sulky, irritable, snappy, huffy, sullen,
Sullen.
bad-tempered,
Sullen.
sullen, bad-tempered.
Thank you. Safe,
This-
complete. Okay. Safe,
Yes.
complete.
From where?
Testy.
Disty,
Testy here.
testy, surly,
Mhm.
truculent, potting,
Turk.
grouchy,
Wait. Truculent.
truculent, potting,
Pouty.
pouty, grouchy, ill-tempered, fractious,
Yes. The antonyms, yes, safe.
easygoing, good-natured, agreeable, cheerful.
Mhm. If someone now is naughty, childish way, this kind of person is not easygoing. He's not a friendly one to deal with. So the antonyms are easygoing, he is friendly, good-natured, his nature is good, agreeable, it means people can deal with him, and cheerful means he is also a kind of person that's not always grinning or bad-tempered. This is the list you should study during this class. Okay, so again and again, how will we study the words we took today? Again, let's review. Your dictionary must be your friend. Always, once you start studying, use your dictionary. Then, study all of the words and translate any word that may be new to you, if the word is new. After you understand its meaning, you should start to do what? Memorize the word and then use the word in a sentence from your own. Okay? This is a self-study task. So do not wait for anybody to help you with memorizing and using such list of words. Nice. Any question about this part or about how to memorize these words, how to study them before we go further? Any question?
Mister, will you send this file?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Any question? Okay. شباب أنا حاسس إنه في حد ناقص.
مستر عبد الله.
عبد الله مين؟
محمد.
عبد الله صحيح.
عبد الله محمد.
هو أنا بقول شايف اسم عبد الله هنا بس الواد عبد الله التاني ما بيتكلمش.
No, مستر he's out.
طب استنوا نبعت له رسالة كده. أنا نسيت خالص والله عبد الله. أنا لما شفت عبد الله دخل قلت هو.
No, مستر he's out. He's not in the home.
He's out, you know him?
I'm not sure, maybe he came back.
آه
I don't know.
لكن أنت تعرفه شخصيا يعني؟
Yeah, Mr. He's my friend.
والله
Yeah, Mr.
أنتوا في نفس المدرسة يعني؟
Yeah.
هو مين اللي بيتكلم طيب؟
عبده.
عبده. أنت يا عبده تعرف عبد الله من الأول يعني؟
Yes, Mr.
أمال مين اللي من البحرين فيكم؟ مين بيكلمني من البحرين؟
Me.
سيف مش كده؟
Yes.
اه افتكرت. طيب برضو احنا يعني نبعت له رسالة عشان ايه ما هو احنا المفروض كان بعتنا من بدري فده خطأ مني طبعا. عبد الله يا عبد الله. طيب اوكي. خلونا نكمل يا شباب. Now you see my screen, right? You see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, what you see on the screen?
Comprehension of the lost necklace.
Yeah, the lost necklace. Anyway, this is not a comprehension. Okay, this is a story. We will study story writing today. Inshallah, narrative writing. But before we start talking about narrative, let me ask you a question. What do you know about narrative writing? Refresh your memory and your mind and tell me what you know about narrative writing. Yes. What you know about narrative?
Narrative is like a story.
Narrative here. Yeah, narrative is a story writing. So what kinds of story do you know? Number one. All kinds of story are fiction writing. So let's agree on this point. We have two kinds of fiction. Either fiction, which is completely unreal story. This is a make-up story. Or realistic fiction. Realistic fiction. And this is our regular stories that we always write about ourselves. Like if you wrote a story about a day you spent at the beach, something horrible happened to you, your story with the final exams, what happened in the club, in the trip, and so on. This is realistic fiction. But if a story will not, or there is no probability, it's unlikely to happen, this is completely fiction, which is unreal. So let's agree on this point that all stories are fiction genre. So what is the genre of? Genre means the type of text, and the type of text here is fiction. Okay, what kinds of stories you know? We have the realistic fiction story that we soon mentioned. Realistic fiction. What else? We have, what kinds of stories you like to read about? You are interested in watching as a film. Most of you prefer action movies, right?
I love horror movies.
Horror, okay. Some of you like horror films or horror stories. Yes.
My mom text Abdullah's mom. She said that she's saying sorry, but they're out. They cannot introduce.
Yeah, okay, no worries. We already sent to him. I contacted him. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Shabab. So realistic fiction, they're a kind of story which is named as fantasy. Fantasy stories, fables, myth, and legends. Adventure story or adventure story. These are different kinds of stories. Finally, that most of you also like, which is science fiction stories. In this course, we will concentrate on the realistic fiction, the adventure story, and the science fiction. These are the main three types of stories we will be interested in writing about. Any story should include some stages. What do you think of the stages of the story? What
It's
I
like first paragraph, the second paragraph.
yeah, this is what I meant exactly. So it should include beginning, introduction, right? This is logic. So any story must include beginning and the middle, and logically it must include the end. In the same way, you will like the beginning of a film. It's the same way you will write the beginning of your story. The beginning or the middle of events of the story must be similar to the events of a film. And also the end of your story must be similar to the end of a film. Okay? When will you say that the beginning of a film is very interesting? When? If the beginning is successful to do what? When will you decide that this is an interesting beginning of a film? You don't know? Abd, what do you think? Safe also, what do you think? Hello? You don't hear me, Saif or Abdu? Lujain?
Yes, Mr. I hear you, but I'm thinking.
Okay.
Can
When?
you ask the question again?
Again, when the beginning of a film or a beginning of a story is successful. When you will decide that this is an interesting story beginning. Interesting and successful. Hi, Abd.
So, Mr. Is it to because we have to? It has to be realistic, and adventure and science fiction.
Realistic or adventurous? Okay, Abdu think that the story should be realistic. Okay. يلا يا لجين.
I think when it describes the setting or the characters.
Yes, great. The beginning should shows something interesting about the characters or something interesting about the place. So we will decide on the place and the characters. Okay.
Time.
To say what is the story is about.
No, no,
The
no.
main.
My question is when the story will be interesting, when the beginning will be interesting, when the story is able to attract you. Attract you to complete reading. So this is an interesting story. In the middle of the story, we should write the details of the events. And finally, the ending must solve any problem in the story. Okay? In the end, there must be a solution to all the problem mentioned in the story. So if somebody lost his belongings, his money, his bag, his mobile phone, his laptop, at the end, there must be a solution. Either he was given some money back instead of what he lost, or he found what he lost. So we are now solving the problem. If you have a problem with your parents, at the end, this problem must be solved. If you have a problem with your teacher, the problem by the end of the story must be solved, and so on. Okay? All right. So any story must be include some elements. What are these elements? What the story consists of? Any story consists of what? Characters. As Lujain mentioned, there should be characters, and there should be setting. What is the setting of a story? Setting of a story is the place of the story, where the story happened, and the time of the story, when the story happened. So setting means when and where the story happened. Okay, this is number one. Number two, so we have here characters. Number two, a setting. Number three, conflict. Do you know what do you mean by conflict? Conflict in a story means
fight.
the problem,
Fight.
fight or a problem. So there must be a problem in your story. Try always to create a conflict in your story, a problem in your story. And this conflict must be solved. The conflict must be solved at the end of your story. Okay, this is great. Let's read the story we have now on the screen and then decide about the characters, the setting, the conflict of the story, and how the conflict has been solved at the end. Okay. I'll let you read the story on the screen silently. Then let's discuss what the story is about, what is the problem in the story, how the problem is solved at the end. Okay, so you know what to do now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, I'll send the story in the chat box. You may need to read in the chat box, or I can send it also on WhatsApp. Here is the story in the chat. Oh, actually, I can't send it here. So anyway, let's read on the screen. And once you finish reading until here, tell me to scroll down, okay?
Mr. I think you may do the lesson.
I guess it will be difficult for you to read like this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh, you can maximize the screen on your device, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
okay. Yeah, it's better now. The Lost Necklace. This is the title of the story. Start reading quickly, then get back to me once you finish.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. You wanted the time and the place
Oh,
and
just I want you to finish reading the story, then we will discuss about some points. Be sure that you understood the story.
okay, Mr.
Yeah.
حضرتك you didn't send anything in the chat.
Yeah, because I couldn't actually. I tried, but I couldn't. Hi, Shabab, did you finish reading?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Mr. I'm done, but what I understood is, that there was a girl, she was Sophia, she was 12 years old, and at the time it was sunny afternoon.
Okay.
She opened, I think it was an old box or an old room. I don't know, I didn't get it. She opened it, يعني, a bright
Necklace.
necklace. It was,
Yes.
yeah, it was a colorful and like that. She decided to wear it, and while she was going to the village in the evening, she took it, and then she went. The people was looking at her because it was bright during it was evening, and while it was evening, it was glowing.
Yeah, thank you. Others, what do you think? I'm not sure if this is the last paragraph. Yeah, this is the last part here. As she returned to the fair, Sophie felt a new sense of purpose, her heart full of adventure and wonder. Is there a puzzle in this story, Shabab? In the beginning, is there a puzzle which is solved in the end? Is there any puzzle that's solved in the end? Yusuf, what do you think? Yusuf, your mic is not working.
Yes, Mr. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a
She
puzzle?
doesn't.
Is there a puzzle in the story, Yusuf?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it solved in the end, Yusuf?
Yes.
Yusuf, yes or no?
Yes, it's solved.
It's solved. Okay, what is the puzzle? Something that was unknown in the beginning.
The puzzle is the secret of the nickel.
The necklace.
Yes.
Yes, the puzzle is the importance of the necklace because it was unknown in the beginning. Thank you, Abdullah. Abdullah.
Yes.
This story,
Yes.
this story includes a logical order of events.
Yes.
Okay, so it has beginning, very clear beginning, very clear ending, and includes a logical order in the middle, right?
Yes.
Okay, what is the conflict in this story? So what is the problem we mentioned? A problem means something that's unknown, unsolved, difficult to deal with, an idea that you can't decide. All of this can be considered as a conflict. So what is the conflict in this story?
Do I answer?
Sorry?
Do I answer?
Yeah, you. I'm asking Abdullah.
Yes. The conflict here is that she found the necklace in her grandmother's old house.
Yeah?
Then there was a village fair that evening. Then she decided to wear it there. And when she wore it, she found like something was guiding her
Yes, exactly. So
to the path.
here's a mystery, here's something unknown. Here is the magic, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. When I ask you to write a story, I want you to write a story in this length. So let's say not exactly in this length. So it should be of about 300 words. This is 274. So your story should range about or between 250 words to 300 words. Be sure of the length of your story so it will be successful that you achieved the developments of your ideas. According to the story we read, there are some narrative techniques here. read لجميع. How about the opening? Engaging opening.
The story begins with an
Intrigue.
intrigue premise, capturing readers' attention by introducing Sophie's adventurous spirit and discovery of the necklace.
Yes, complete. Then there is character development.
Sophie is portrayed as curious and adventurous, making her
Relate.
relatable to the target audience. Her emotions, reacts help lead help readers connect with her journey.
Yes. So in this story, there is a character development. What is the character development? It means how the character has changed from the beginning or the middle or the end of the story. Is there any change happened in the character or no? This is your job. This is your craft and success or skill to show development of the character. Here, she was curious, okay, curious and adventurous. And this make the Sophie character and her emotions and relationships let the reader connect with her journey. Thank you. Muhammad, complete reading here. Imagery.
Okay. Vivid description of the necklace, the village fair, and the mystical
Willow tree.
willow tree create a strong sense of place and atmosphere. Phrases like shimmering necklace and majestic willow tree help visualize the
Scenes.
scenes.
Thank you. Any one of you remembers what imagery means? We explained it in the figurative language. Imagery means what? Who remembers?
Imagine something, I think.
No. Any one of you knows what imagery means? Because this is one of the most important things you must use in story writing. This is using
Imagination.
no. Using the five senses. This is a kind of description that shows using your five senses in writing, like using expressions that show what you can see, describe what you can see, describe what you can smell, what you can taste, and what else? What you can touch, and finally, what you can hear. So when you write a story, you should describe using this very lively and essential technique, which is imagery. Imagery means using the five senses, like describe what you can see, for example. So you can describe what? What about what you can see? What you can see a gigantic hell. This is something you can see. You can see a vibrant trees. This is something you can see. So what you can taste the food or the banana or the fruit. You can taste the cake. Okay. What you can smell? You can smell what? The leaves of the trees. What words can be described as smell? Sniffy, offensive. Okay. What else? What other words you know about something you can smell? Perfumed. The word perfume. Perfumed is a word refers to something you can smell. What you can hear. I can hear the hustle or the bustling birds chirping. Chirping means singing. Okay, so if you heard the birds are chirping, so this is what something you can hear. You can hear the creaking sounds of the door. Okay, you can hear the whisper of the wind, the whistle of the wind also. So use vocabulary that refers to the five senses. Do you understand now what do we mean by the imagery or the five senses? You know?
Yes.
So what is the 5 senses now? What is the time?
Taste, smell,
Yes,
and see.
exactly. So this is technique as a figurative language or a literary technique is what? What is that technique? What is then it's named?
Imagery.
Imagery, okay? So don't say imagination again or to imagine something. Imagery means using the 5 senses, and this is one of the most important descriptive. This is one of the most important descriptive techniques, okay? What about the climatic moment? Read يا عبد الله.
Okay, Mr. The moment when the necklace glows and leads Sophie to the clearing serves as the story's climax, creating tension and a sense of wonder.
Yes, what we mean by climax here. Climax is, look here, climax as a part of the story is when the character realizes something. It may be a turning point. What I mean by turning point, the climax يا شباب, look at this mountain I'm going to draw here. This is the beginning of the story. And here is the build up of the story, which we name as rising actions. On top here of the events is the climax. So what do you mean by the climax? The most interesting point of the story, or we name it as the turning point because it's already the turning point to solving the problem. Okay? After the point of the climax, which is the turning point, all the issues become clear now to the characters. So what is the climax again? Climax means the turning point of the events. What is the importance of the climax? At this point, the character realizes something. So if somebody doesn't understand a point, when he reaches to the climax, it means now he starts to understand. He now know the puzzle, how to solve the puzzle. You understand what do you mean now by the climax? You understand it? Hello? You understand what?
Mister?
Yes?
Yes, it's beginning to solve a problem.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a problem. Look at the drawing here. Your story have a beginning. This is the beginning. Okay? Then you will start develop your actions until what? Until the climax. At this moment, the character finds a solution or understands a problem, how to solve the problem. After this moment, the events will go down until what? The ending of the story. In the development here, what should you write? You should create the problem, which is the conflict. Okay? After the beginning, in the development stage, you should create the problem. You should create tension. You should show everything which is considered as a puzzle until the climax. At this moment, everything will be going down to the solution, which is the resolution. Resolution means the ending, of the story. The mountain you see on the screen is known as the plot of the story. The plot of the story. All right. Look at the literary techniques that are used here in this text, because you will need to use similar techniques in your writing. Read يا سيف.
Language techniques. Descriptive language. The use of adjectives and sensory details helps paint a vivid picture. Words like beautiful, intricate, and sparkling enhance the visual appeal. Personification.
Yes, so here he used what in the story? Descriptive language. Be sure that you used descriptive language in your story. This is very important. So number one again, what do you need to use in your story? Descriptive language,
Descriptive language.
which we named specifically as imagery. And descriptive language means to use a lot of adjectives, a lot of descriptive words, a lot of what? Descriptive,
words.
like beautiful, intricate, sparkling. Yeah. Number two, he used what? Personification. So it means that in our story, we need to use what? We need to use figurative language. We need to use what, شباب?
Figurative language.
Yeah, figurative language. Number three, dialogue. You should use dialogue in your story. This is very important. So what you need to use? Dialogue. What do you mean by dialogue? Similar like this, where as people are speaking. Okay, where is my phone? This is a question. Laura screamed. This is what we mean by dialogue. So it's right there. Inverted commas or quotation marks. Sarah replied. This is dialogue, يا شباب. You understand what is dialogue in stories?
Yes.
Okay. Using verbs or words instead of the word said, like asked, replied, requested, screamed, shouted, nodded, agreed, refused, and so on. Number three, read Yusuf.
Foreshadowing. The initial
Initial.
warmth Sophie feels when she puts on a necklace hints
Necklace.
at its special powers, creating an anticipation
Anticipation.
Anticipation for what is to come.
Yes. Foreshadowing means referring to an action that will happen later in the story. Okay, like what? Foreshadow means I say something now, so the reader will understand that something related to what I said happened later in the story. This is foreshadowing. Finally, I need you to use what? Read, yeah, Yusuf.
Yes, Mr.
Read.
Emotional language. Words that convey feelings, such as responsibility, wonder, and purpose. Help
Purpose.
evoke purpose. Help evoke emotional responses from readers, enhancing
Enhance.
their connection to Sophia's journey.
Yeah, thank you. What do you mean by emotional
Yeah.
words here? Is all vocabulary that is related to feelings. The words we studied today are related to feelings. So you must use some of them in your writing. So what are the requirements of your writing today is, number one, to use what? Descriptive language, which are adjectives, descriptive words, and imagery, which is related to the five appeals to the five senses. Number two, we will use figurative language that we studied, like similes, metaphors, personifications, alliterations, onomatopoeia, and so on. Then use dialogue. Try to insert or make the characters speak in your story. Number four is foreshadowing, which to play on the events, making your story referring to future event. Finally, emotional language or emotive language, some words that are related to the feelings, like angry, like elated, which means very happy. A word that show he is wondered, and if you said he is disappointed. Okay, so this is language or emotional or emotive language. Any question about those techniques? Any question about the techniques on the screen?
How we do the foreshadowing, and how do we, like, when do we use it? At the
Yeah,
beginning or the
in the
ending?
beginning. After the beginning, after you introduce your events. This is not necessary, by the way. Concentrate on these four: 1, 2, 4, and 5. Okay,
Okay.
I hope it's clear. Here are 4 or 5 openings of a story on which I want you to build up your story to complete writing. Okay, your opening of your story should be always interesting. Your introduction of the story should be what? Interesting, plays as a hook, so it attracts the reader. How to do that? You have some ways to begin your story. Either to use a dialogue, so make the characters speak in the beginning, or to be descriptive, to describe the scene, to describe the atmosphere of the story, or to start with an action. So you can begin your story with a dialogue, you can begin your story with a description of the scene, like describing the beach, describing the house as abandoned house, and you can start with an action, like someone is doing something. Okay, let's read these 5 samples. Wait, I'm going to share them. So what I want you to do is to complete. You will choose one sample. So we have here mystery and adventure. This is the introduction. We have here fantasy and wonder. We have here tension and suspense. We have here friendship and discovery. And we have here historical fascination. Choose one paragraph. So what is your task? Choose 1 introduction. What should you do? And complete the story till the end. So you will complete the events of the story until you reach the end. Okay? Be sure that you used some of the techniques we mentioned, like to be descriptive. Number 2, to use dialogue. Use imagery. Don't forget to use figurative language. Okay? Your punctuation must be accurate. Grammar must be in the past tense because the events of a story are written about a past event. Okay?
Okay.
Any question?
No.
All right. I'll send the 5. Wait, I guess the idea.
I will make it now.
Yes, now.
Okay.
I'll send them in the chat box one by one, and you can choose any paragraph you like. Choose any topic you like to write about. This is the first sample. This is the second sample.
Sir,
Yes?
do you write a whole story
Yeah.
now or
Now.
as a homework
No, now.
story?
Nobody uses a digital writing. I mean, use in your notebook. Where
So,
to
Mr.
write? Sorry?
Mr. Could you please share the task again?
Choose one of the paragraph I'm sharing on the chat box. Choose one paragraph and complete writing the story.
By using imagery, right?
All of the techniques we mentioned. 4 is it?
Okay.
Here are the 4 I shared, ya shabab. Choose one of them and start your writing. So, yeah, Yusuf, you know what to do now?
Yes.
Okay. Muhammad, you know what to do?
Mister, is that a homework or are we gonna do it right now?
Now.
Okay.
This is classwork. Muhammad, you know what should you do? Safe, you know?
Yes, I know.
Abdullah, you know?
Yes.
Lojain?
Yes.
Okay.